It is the final of 4 games today at the St. James. The Carolina Chaos make their championship series debut. They'll take on the Atlas, who played last night. We're at the St. James in Springfield, Virginia. Anish Shroff, Ryan Boyle, Dana Boyle with you on this Saturday. Brings it across the midline, two-way player. That's Charlie Bertrand. Shot and a score, and the Chaos get one on Will Mark. Will Mark getting the start again in goal.
There's NCAA goalie of the year, and throughout the years has come in relief of plays here and there for injuries, and he's been absolutely fine giving them a chance.
2 goals for Bertrand. Carpenter got trail checked by Knobloch. Loose ball, and the Chaos pick it up. There's Charlie Bertrand again.
And a big hit there by Cole Williams, and one thing that does jump off the page, Anish, this is a big roster.
Oh, yeah.
Right? This Chaos, they've got a lot of big bodies, 6'2", 6'3", 6'5". So offensively, heavy dose of Aslanian, Williams, Bertrand on that left side.
Eric Molliver wraps around and scores. He was a scratch yesterday. Young man who won a championship at Maryland, Duke's leading scorer last year. This is his pro debut.
Co-pilot, my aunt's probably...
The former rookie of the year, yard sale. Costabile streaking the other way. Changes direction. And Knobloch, that's twice. He's affected the shooter on a trail check.
Those little micro efforts make all the difference. Aslanian with a little something to say to Trainer afterwards. You could see them jawing at each other.
Now Krevsky, defended by Williams. Here's Knobloch. And Ross Scott, teammates at Rutgers. Knobloch gets free from Rexroad and rips the back of the net.
And I really think Knobloch has the ability to emerge. He was nicked up a lot of last regular season.
Only played 4 games due to a hamstring. There's Big Miles Jones. The Chaos had an interesting arc last year. They started 1-3. The one game they won was when Blaze Reardon stood on his head. Perkovic finds the back of the net. It looked like the Chaos would be the laughingstock of the league, and then all of a sudden, guys like Jackson Eicher began to emerge.
Boom!
And Costabile with some sonic chaos of his own. And to finish that point, which is hard to do in the 6s format. Knobloch out of a double team. Scarpello feeds the crease. Ross Scott for the dunk. This is moving. This is moving. The championship in the summer and then the Champ Series. Costabile the feed in front. Count has been terrific so far. Now Camizio. Krevsky to Trainer. Trainer working on Scarpello. Gives it up. Look out. Costabile. Cannon fire.
A breakdown defensively there for Carolina. You got Trainer on his wrong side.
Still time on the shot clock. Perkovic spun back by Krevsky, almost picked by Carpenter, one of the top takeaway artists. Scott gets inside, that's too easy.
Great discipline by Scott. Could have shot that right off the pass. Instead, worked his way to the middle of the field, increasing that shooting angle.
Jackson now picked up by Cole Williams. Trainer from the outside. Huge 2-pointer in the final seconds of the opening quarter by Matt Trainer. 1,000+ career saves for the Chaos netminder.
He's a starter on a lot of other teams, right? He just happens to be behind Blaze Reardon.
Trainer on the fast break. All of a sudden the Atlas with a little mojo. Trainer before the end of the first quarter. And now a goal in transition. Knobloch turned away by Mark. Just his second save, much needed.
Less angle, right? He can read that easily.
Costabile inside to Jackson. Count the save. Off the rebound at Scott. Carpenter, a couple of caused turnovers yesterday. Scott with a nice move. Oh, slippery. Ross Scott is going to be a problem in this format. Knobloch, that's a 2. The Chaos punch right back. Second two-pointer for the Chaos. The Atlas gave up 6. Xander Dixon, the Slim Reaper, part of that great attack unit with Jeff Teed and Connor Schellenberger. Bertrand turned away. Will Mark starting to get a little comfortable.
Yeah, you can see him settling in a bit.
There's Trainer, splits a double to the left hand. Bouncer, no. Did he rush that?
Yeah, didn't love that take.
Marked by Chris Davis. Saved by Mark. Here's Camizio. The counter. Up ahead to Krevsky. Miles Jones back to Camizio. And he scores. Tic-tac-toe.
That's the exact move I was talking about, right? Count comes out, you throw a hitch or two, you take one more step, and then you're just looking at nothing but empty net.
Scott, another save by Mark. He's locked in. One of the stats the PLL keeps, clean save percentage. Trainer goes airborne for the goal. That's why clean saves are so critical.
Chances are so much to defend as Mark just eats
ate
one.
Mark ate one. He is crumpled over after the Glicini shot. Kaut comes up with a stop on Costabile. Mark is still hunched over. Oh boy. Now Nick Turn. Knobloch, question mark, not there.
They're going to say it was deflected and give him a reset.
Lanny and Perkovic, all threats from the outside. Bertrand can do that too. Phipps, the outlet, it's a 1-on-3. Krevsky didn't have much of a chance.
Sometimes in this format, you're kind of like, where did that guy come from?
Final 75 seconds, first half. Scarpello. Rexroad on him. Carpenter came to help, and he comes up with Scarpello's lunch money. Costabile working on Dearth. Another one of those guys on the Chaos with size. Ball on the ground. It's picked up by Glicini. Up ahead to Scarpello. 2-on-none. Scarpello scores. Mark back in the cage. These are big goals. End of quarter, end of halves. Now Molliver.
And Scarpello had 5 points the last championship series, so he's capable.
Gobbles it up. Left-handed cradle. Jones shovels. Jackson, doorstep. Goal is good with 14 seconds. Count the outlet here. Scarpello again, leading the break. Atlas get back. Perkovic launches.
That's a big save by Mark to close out the half.
Final ticks. Knobloch driving on Carpenter. Shot, save, and that's how the first half ends. End-to-end action. The Chaos in their Champ Series debut with a 4-point lead on the defending PLL champion New York Atlas.
You know, he and Costabile, they just need to get the ball more.
Second half begins. Brian Costabile emerges. Matt Trainer has his shot turned away by Kaut. Ball had some English. It's picked up by Camizio. Trainer reverses field. Dumps it to Jones. His shot is good. Miles Jones, a free agent after this Champ Series. Miles Jones bodies Dearth. Slips. Gives it up to Jackson. Finds a cutter in Krevsky. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point game. Count the outlet. Bertrand, the nifty handle. He's got 5 goals today. Costabile scores. By his standards, he's been quiet. Costabile, a major threat from 2. Parked on the near side of your screen. Trainer to the crease. Jackson, the goal is good. And it's a 1-point game. Carpenter, an all-star in each of his first 2 pro seasons. Bertrand using that size. 6 goals for Charlie Bertrand.
Historically, he's been in an NLL roster, so
Costabile strong to the cage.
He's such a tough matchup. Costabile, and where I was trying to go was Bertrand, just given this combination of size and skill.
Knobloch thought about the two, rolls to his left and scores.
Good patience there by Knobloch.
Knobloch with a right hand, boy.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it, huh?
He's getting it, and he's almost getting it at will. This bounces right back to Molliver.
Go!
Trainer, bang!
Left side of your screen, Trainer's abilities to shoot through contact.
Nichtern turns it over. Carpenter on a bounce. Krevsky brings the Atlas within one. You probably got the sense had Eicher been healthy, maybe it's Nichtern who might sit this one out. Here's Miles Jones. Turns back. Body saved by Kaut. Cole Williams. Fourth championship series, 3 different teams. Williams gets to the middle. That's 6'5" and 220 pounds for you. Jackson defended by Knobloch. Finds a cutting Trainer, BTB.
Gorgeous lead pass there by Jackson, throwing Trainer to the open space. And there we see the creativity and the flair.
Knobloch. Did that go in? That went in. It's a goal. A caffeinated third quarter, 14 combined goals between the teams. Jones, Amtrak's dearth, fires off the crossbar, rebound loose. Kyle Jackson.
The future of trading is fast, powerful, and precise. Download Robinhood.
Time to get up.
Oh, it's only 12 p.m.
Camizio, and it's a 1-point game. Now Ross Scott, part of the Oregon Trail of Lacrosse, finds Scarpello on the doorstep. Mark takes away the angle.
And a little bit of a bait there by Mark.
Final ticks. They feed in front, try for the quick stick with Knobloch. We go to the fourth quarter. A little bit of a brouhaha at the end of the third. The penalty for the Atlas for the unsportsmanlike. 2 in the bin to begin the fourth. Miles Jones out of the box now. Jones, Costabile, Krevsky, Trainer, corrals, shot, score, tie game at 20.
And now we're 5-on-4 for about a minute.
Jones thought about it. Molliver inside, Jackson, blackjack. The Atlas take the lead. And a flag down. Able to recover, 12 to shoot. Glacini came in, got the stick check on Jones. Costabile turned away from Kaut. That sequence may turn out to be the difference for the Chaos. Bertrand, save Mark, rebound loose. Davis out of an ambush.
That's crazy. No turnovers on back-to-back games. Think of the Denver game we just watched.
Behind the back, Molliver, Kaut barely moved. Miles Jones against Perkovic. Jones shovels inside. Molliver bounces it home. The Atlas lead is 2.
There's a lot of energy down here.
Trainer extends the Atlas lead to 3. Reference in there. There's Krevsky. Molliver, save. Austin Kaut. There's Williams. Now Kyle Jackson getting in the way of the outlet, creating all sorts of problems. He does it again, this time with a goal. Kaut gets rid of it. Perkovic, the 2 off the feet from Kaut. All right, 6s, let's go. Sergio did not hesitate. He went into Motor City Hitman mode. Trainer, Superman's in for a goal. 25-22. Trainer has been absurd over the last 2 days.
After review, the Atlas player's right foot enters the crease before the ball crosses the goal line, therefore no goal. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:53. It will be chaos ball.
Here comes Ross Scott, 1:45 to go. Scott fires, scores, 1 point game. 1:40 to go. Camizio will set up the clear. Now it's an Ivy League battle with Dearth, who jars it loose. It comes to count.
1 minute remaining in the fourth.
Scott waves off the Perkovic pick and ties the game at 24. Perkovic all over Costabile. Couple of Notre Dame guys. Now Miles Jones. Shot clock at 7. Jones sledgehammers toward the crease. Denied. On the rebound, Jackson. He scores! 27 seconds, Atlas by 1. Perkovic rushed it. I don't know why. Mark digs it out.
And now Atlas can run out the clock. Count makes the first stop, but then Kyle Jackson, who's basically lived on the crease this entire second half, the nifty twister finish there after a couple pump fakes. Part of a 9-point effort by Kyle Jackson.
All the Atlas have to do is run out the clock. They throw it away. There's a flag down, and this should do it. Molliver plays keep away, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, heaves it toward the heavens, and the Atlas rally from 5 goals down and come away with a 1-point win against the Chaos in what has been so far the best game of this championship series.
Search